Welcome to the Autism Infocast. I'm Peter Clark, founder and chairman of the Autism Info Center. Our podcasts delve into every part of autism and neurodiversity, and we want to help you spread understanding, respect, and kindness for those whose lives are affected. Whether you're autistic yourself, or whether you know or care for someone who's autistic, or maybe you just come into contact with autistic people in everyday life. Either way, please feel free to check out our hundreds of articles, videos, books, and training courses at autisminfocenter.org. And I'll leave you now in the capable hands of today's hosts, Jemima and Theo. Over to you.
Welcome to the podcast. We're here to cut through the noise, get straight to the point, and, well, help you feel properly informed. Today, we're diving into something really important, but sometimes a bit confusing. It's about social care services in the UK, specifically for autistic adults.
Yeah, it can definitely feel like a maze sometimes.
It really can. But understanding it isn't just about getting help, is it? It's more about, unlocking independence, getting the right support in place.
Exactly. And that's what we want to do in this podcast, sort of demystify the whole process. We've looked at a lot of information to figure out the practical steps, the opportunities within the UK system.
So the goal is clarity, really.
Yeah.
Actionable knowledge for you listening.
Yeah, think of it like building a personal support scaffold, something solid.
Okay, I like that analogy. Let's get into it then. There are some surprising bits in here, I think, and definitely practical tips, whether you're just curious or maybe need the support yourself or for someone you know. So where do we start? The absolute first step.
Right. The gateway, if you like, is getting something called a needs assessment.
Okay, a needs assessment. Let's unpack that. What actually is it? And importantly, how do you even get one? Sounds a bit formal.
It does, but it's basically a conversation.
Yeah.
A focused one, yeah. Between the person, so maybe you, and someone from your local council's adult social services. Often it's a social worker.
A conversation.
Okay.
What's the point of it?
Well, the main aim is to understand your life. What you're good at, your strengths, but also, what you find difficult because of your autism. And crucially, what your goals are, what you want out of life.
Right, so it's not just about problems, it's about aspirations, too.
Absolutely. It's meant to be holistic. And here's a really key thing, a legal right under the CARE Act 2014.
Okay, this sounds important.
It is. Anyone who seems to have care and support needs is entitled to an assessment. It doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have.
Really? Regardless of finances, that's huge. I think a lot of people assume social care is, means tested right from the start.
For the assessment itself, no. The right to the assessment is based on need, not finances. That comes later, maybe, when discussing funding support, but not for the assessment itself.
Okay, that's a vital distinction. So how do you request one? Do you have to fill out loads of forms?
Generally, it's simpler than that. You can ask for it yourself, or a carer or a family member can ask on your behalf. You just need to contact your local council, usually their adult social care department. They'll guide you from there.
Okay, contact the council. Seems straightforward enough to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So let's say you've done that. You've got the assessment meeting booked. What's it actually like? What should someone expect during that conversation? It could feel a bit daunting, I imagine.
It could, yeah. But it's really meant to be collaborative, a partnership almost.
Yeah.
The social worker, or whoever does the assessment, wants to understand how your autism affects your ability to manage different everyday activities.
Like what sort of activities?
Well, the focus is always on your well-being, remember. But they look at specific things. Things like maintaining personal hygiene, managing meals, nutrition, keeping your home safe and reasonably clean.
Right, the day-to-day stuff.
Exactly. But also maintaining relationships, family, friends. That can be tricky.
Definitely. What else?
Accessing work or training or education, volunteering, getting involved in things, and also just using services in your local community. Shops, transport, leisure centers, that kind of thing.
Those last couple relationships, accessing the community, those can be particularly complex areas for autistic people, can't they? Because of social communication differences or sensory sensitivities?
Absolutely. And a good assessment should explore how autism impacts those things specifically for you. It's not just a tick box exercise.
So it's not just, can you use the bus? But what are the barriers for you in using the bus? Maybe it's anxiety, maybe sensory overload.
Precisely. It should be person-centered.
Yeah.
Understanding the why behind the difficulty.
Okay. And I read something about having support during the assessment itself.
Yes. That's another really important right. You're entitled to have someone with you. Could be a friend, a family member, or even an independent advocate.
And why is that so crucial?
Well, several reasons. It can help reduce anxiety, first off, having a familiar face there, but also it helps make sure you get your points across clearly.
Like having backup.
Kind of, yeah. Someone to help you remember everything you wanted to say, or perhaps to help articulate things if you're finding it difficult. Especially if you're talking about sensitive stuff, it just ensures your voice is fully heard.
That makes a lot of sense, an extra layer of support. Okay, so the assessment's done, they've gathered all this information. What happens next? How do they decide if someone actually qualifies for support? Is it just down to the social worker's opinion?
No, definitely not subjective. And that's really important. Eligibility is decided based on national criteria. It's all set out in the CARE Act 2014 again.
Ah, the CARE Act again. So it's consistent across the country.
It should be, yes. The criteria are national. There are 3 conditions that all have to be met.
Okay, 3 conditions. What are they?
Right. First, your needs must arise from a physical or mental impairment or illness. And the guidance makes it clear that autism is included here.
Good. So autism is explicitly recognized as potentially leading to care needs.
Yes. Second condition, because of those needs, you're unable to achieve 2 or more of those outcomes we talked about earlier, those daily living activities.
Like maintaining hygiene or accessing the community, managing nutrition, those things, 2 or more.
Correct. You have to be unable to achieve 2 or more. And unable to achieve can mean different things like you can't do it at all, or doing it causes significant distress, or takes you much longer and impacts your well-being.
Okay, that's nuanced. It's not just can or cannot.
Exactly. And the third condition is that, as a consequence of being unable to achieve those 2 or more outcomes, there is or is likely to be a significant impact on your well-being.
Significant impact, what does that look like?
It could be distress, isolation, risk to safety, not being able to maintain relationships, impact on mental or physical health, that sort of thing.
Right. So, let me recap. Needs from autism, unable to achieve 2 or more daily tasks because of those needs, and a significant impact on well-being as a result.
That's it. If you meet all 3,
then what?
Then the council has a legal duty, a legal obligation to meet your eligible needs.
Wow. Okay, that's powerful. It's not just we might help, it's we must help.
Precisely. It's a legal duty, which then leads to the question, okay, what does that help actually look like? What kind of support can social care provide?
Yeah, what's on offer? Is it just someone coming into your home?
It can be, but it's usually much broader than that. Once you're eligible, they work with you to create a care and support plan.
Ah, the plan. And this is person-centered, you said.
Yes, absolutely critical. It's built around your goals, your strengths, what you want to achieve. It's not off the shelf. It should be a proper partnership.
So what kind of things might be in that plan? Give us some examples.
Sure. It's really varied. You might get support at home. That could be help with, say, cooking, managing bills, maybe personal care if needed, practical help with daily living, or it could be community access support, like having a support worker help you go to social groups or clubs or get to appointments, someone who maybe understands sensory needs in busy places.
That sounds incredibly useful, breaking down those barriers to getting out.
Yeah, and it's not just about managing difficulties now, it's also about growth. So they're developing skills.
Oh, like learning new things.
Exactly. Support to learn independent skills. Budgeting, maybe, travel training, learning how to use public transport confidently, or even working on social communication skills in real-life situations.
That sounds really empowering. Building skills for the future.
It is. There's also support around employment and education. Help finding a job or keeping one, accessing college courses, maybe job coaching, interview practice.
Tailored support for getting into work or study. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And finally, something often overlooked but vital. Respite care.
Ah, for family carers.
Yes, giving unpaid carers a break. That's crucial for their well-being, too, which helps everyone in the long run.
Okay, so the range of support is actually really broad and can be tailored quite specifically.
That's the idea. Tailored to the individual.
Now, you mentioned earlier this shift towards choice and control. How does that work in practice? It sounds good in theory, but how do people actually get that control over their support?
Well, it starts with that person-centered planning we talked about. The plan has to be built with you. Your voice, your preferences, your goals are central. It's not something done to you.
A genuine partnership.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
And then comes the concept of personal budgets.
Personal budgets.
Right.
How does that work?
Okay, so once the plan is agreed, the council works out how much money it would cost them to arrange all the support you need to meet your eligible needs. That amount is your personal budget.
So it's like putting a figure on the support plan.
Exactly. It gives you a clear idea of the funding allocated to meet your needs. It makes it tangible.
And then you get that money.
Well, that's where direct payments come in.
Mm-hmm.
This is often seen as like the ultimate expression of choice and control.
Direct payments. Okay, tell me more. This sounds interesting.
In many cases, you can ask to receive your personal budget, or a part of it, as a direct payment. The money is paid directly into your bank account or to someone you nominate.
Wow. So you get the cash yourself?
Yes. And then you arrange and pay for your own support.
What are the benefits of doing that? I mean, it sounds like more responsibility, too.
It is more responsibility, definitely. But the big benefit is flexibility and control. You can choose exactly who supports you. You could employ your own personal assistants, PAs.
So you become the employer?
Yes, you choose them. You decide their hours. You direct how they support you. You could find someone who really gets your communication style or understands your sensory needs perfectly.
So you could hire someone specifically because they share your special interest, maybe?
Potentially, yes. Or someone skilled in a particular area you need help with. It allows for truly bespoke support rather than just accepting whoever the agency sends. Maximum flexibility.
That does sound incredibly empowering. But, as I said, also maybe a bit daunting. Managing money, employing people. What if someone feels overwhelmed by that?
That's a fair point. And councils do have a duty to provide support for managing direct payments. They can help with things like payroll services, understanding the legal bits of being an employer.
So you're not just left adrift.
No, not at all. There are also independent organizations out there that specialize in supporting people with direct payments. They offer advice, training, help finding PAs. The goal is empowerment, but supported empowerment.
Okay, that's good to know. There's help available to manage the control, so to speak.
Yeah.
So wrapping this all up then, it seems like, okay, the system might look complex from the outside.
It can do. Yeah.
But underneath, it's actually designed, or at least intended, to provide really personalized support. Support that helps people live the life they choose, moving away from just care towards, well, actively designing your own support structure.
That's a great way to put it. And I think the key takeaway really is about being an active participant. Don't just wait for things to happen.
Be proactive.
Yes. Understand the system. Hopefully this chat helps a bit with that. Think carefully about your own needs, your goals. Be clear about what you want. If you do that, you can work with social care.
As partners.
As partners, exactly. To get the right support in place for, a safe, independent, and fulfilling life. Your voice really matters in this process.
That's a really positive note to end on. It's about using the system effectively by being informed and engaged. And maybe a final thought for you listening. Consider how understanding systems like this, knowing your rights, advocating for your needs, how that skill might empower you in other parts of your life too.
Thanks for listening to this Autism Infocast from the AutismInfoCenter.org.
Thank you, Jemima and Theo. I'm sure we've all learned something there today. Don't forget to visit AutismInfoCenter.org to hear our other episodes, browse our library of articles, see our inspiring range of books, watch our videos about autism and neurodiversity, and find out about training courses that can help you or your organization make the world a safer, happier, and more meaningful place for us all. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, please feel free to spread the word about Autism Info Center. A quick mention on your socials is always appreciated. Until next time, this is Peter Clark from AutismInfoCenter.org. Have a great day.